Welcome to our online weather lab. I'm Chief Meteorologist Kyle Adams, and today I'm going to show you a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes at the studio as I prepare for my weathercasts each evening. First things first, before I even walk inside, before I even get started, I check our rain gauge out here in our backyard, make sure that we didn't get any rain, or we did get some rain. Today, very dry out, so we didn't get anything. So now I walk inside. I usually get in at about 3 o'clock each day. I have 4 weathercasts to prepare for, a 5 and a 6 o'clock during the evening hours, and I get in at 3 o'clock, so it usually takes me about an hour and a half to 2 hours, or close to it, to prepare for those 2 shows in the evening. So it's a busy afternoon as I have 2 full weathercasts to prepare for as I get into work each day, both at 5 and at 6 o'clock. So now I get inside and I sit down at our forecast center and I begin to put together our forecast. Heads, it rains. Tails, sunshine. Heads, rain. I'm kidding, of course. So we really don't flip coins to tell the forecast. We really sit down in the forecast center here and we look at a lot of different things. Our show's set up basically like a PowerPoint. We have a lot of different things that we can look at, satellites and radars, visible satellite, temperature data. We organize that in the way that we want it to show on TV when we go on air. So how do we get to the point where we have our forecast put together and ready to be seen on air by the viewers? Well, the majority of my time is actually spent looking at what we call forecast models, and there's several different types of these, and what they do is they show out into a period of time what this particular model thinks the weather's going to do. So we can go out in time 6, 7, 8 days and see what this model thinks is going to happen, whether or not there'll be rain, whether it'll be sunny, or how much wind there will be, or what direction that wind will be coming from. And not only does it tell me all of that data at the surface, it tells me all the way up to the jet stream, up to 40,000 feet in the atmosphere. Dan, we agreed we weren't going to show people this much behind the scenes. Come on. So after I'm done putting my forecast together, I move into the studio here where I get ready for our first newscast of the evening. That's the 5 o'clock Fox show with Stuart Hall here sitting next to me on my right. And Stuart, before I actually do sit down and we do go live on air, we kind of chat a little bit about the weather, what's going on, what we can talk about to introduce my full weathercast. And you're kind of meteorologist in training a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we know the secret is the mesoscale discussion.
Exactly. We talk about very technical things, right? And we just like to know what we're talking about so it sounds fluid as we begin.
If it's going to rain or be hot today.
Right, exactly. So it's always nice to chat with Stuart about the weather before we go on, so we're on the same page, so we look like we know what we're talking about at least when we do go on the air. And once we're done with that, I walk over here to the green screen where I actually do the weather, and you can see not very far from the 5 o'clock news desk, and this is what the green screen looks like. You can see I have monitors on either side of me, 2 here, and to my right I have 2, so whenever I look right or left, I'm looking at monitors to tell me what I'm actually pointing at, what's behind me, what the type of graphic that is actually behind me, whether it's a radar, a satellite, or a 7-day forecast. And then through the magic of television, you can see the graphics appear behind me. And even though it looks like I'm staring at graphics, if you're here in studio, I'm actually looking at a giant green screen with really any type of graphic that I would like behind me. And as always, be sure to check out hometownstations.com for more Weather Lab updates.